This conference will now be recorded.
Hello to everyone. Today we're going to talk about the sequences. Lesson objectives is term-to-term rule and position-to-term rule. What is the sequence? Sequence is the order of set number which follows some rules. All these numbers called terms. Also, what means term-to-term rule? Term-to-term rule, it means, look at an example. We have to write the first 5 terms of the sequence if the first term is equal to 1 and each term is double the previous term. If the first sequence is equal to term of the sequence is equal to 1, and every time we have to double it, it means like 1 times 2, 2. If the second one is 2, and again we have to multiply previous one by 2, I mean double it, 2 times 2, 4. Third term is 4, so again times 2, it will be 8. 8 times 2, 16. So term-to-term rule for this sequence is multiply by 2 every time. Second example B. The first term is 90. Each term is 9 less than the previous term. 90, subtract 9, 81, subtract 9, 72, subtract 9, 63, and minus 9, 54. All the sequences is linear. What is the linear sequence? A sequence is linear if it increases or decreases in equal steps. Let's look at an examples. For example, what is term-to-term rule? Example 1. 3, 7, 11, 15, 19, and 23. Every time we see that difference between each of the terms is plus 4. 3 plus 4, 7. 7 plus 4, it's 11. 11 plus 4, 15. 15 plus 4, 19. 19 plus 4, 23. That's why term-to-term rule for this sequence will be add 4, plus 4. Example 2. 6, 1, negative 4, negative 9, negative 14. What we can see? We see that the difference between each of the elements of this sequence is minus 5. It was 6 become 1, so 6 minus 5 will be 1. It was 9 and then negative 4. 1 minus 5 will be negative 4. Negative 4 minus 5, negative 9. Negative 9 minus 5 will be negative 14. So term-to-term rule for this sequence will be minus 5. Position-to-term rule. Also, what is the position-to-term rule? And we have to know that it can be written like T in brackets N or as term is the same thing. So we have an example. Order 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. Position-to-term rule in words will be multiply by 3 and subtract 2. What does it mean? Between each of the elements, difference is equal to 3. 1 become 4, it means like plus 3. 4, 7 plus 3. 7, 10 plus 3. That's why 3n. What means negative 2? How we can understand why we have to subtract 2? Let's find the previous term before 1, which term we can have if difference between each of them is equal to 3. 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 3, 7. So what plus 3 will be 1? Negative 2. Yes, negative 2 plus 3 will be 1. That's why the position-to-term rule or nth term for this sequence is 3n minus 2. Let's look at another example. Negative 5, negative 2, 1, 4, and 7. Between each of them, difference is equal to plus 3, and again plus 3. Negative 5 plus 3, negative 2. Negative 2 plus 3, 1. That's why 3n, the first step. How we can find another step, I mean, means this negative 8? The previous term is negative 8. Why negative 8? Because negative 8 plus 3, and we know the difference in this sequence should be plus 3 every time. Negative 8 plus 3 will be negative 5. That's why nth term for this sequence is 3n minus 8. You can also check it. For example, the nth term, it means like the position. Negative 5 was the first element in this sequence. So let's find this negative 5. 3 times 1, 3, minus 8, negative 5. So that's why the position term will be like that. We checked it. Let's do it together. What is the position to term rule for the sequence negative 3, negative 1, 1, 3, and 5? First of all, what is the difference between each of these elements? Negative 3, negative 1. How do you think? Yeah, exactly. 2. Negative 3 and negative 1 only if we will add 2 every time. So difference is positive 2. Let's write it here. Every time plus 2. Previous term. Before negative 3, which term we can have? What plus 2 will be negative 3? Yes, negative 5. That's why nth term will be look like. What is the difference? Positive 2n. So we will write 2n. And previous term is negative 5. So minus 5. Next one. We have to find the nth term of the sequence. 3, 1, negative 1, negative 3, negative 5. What is the difference between each of them? Every time minus 2. 3 minus 2, 1. 1 minus 2, minus 1. That's why difference, I will write minus 2. What is the previous term before 3? Yeah, 5. Because 5 minus 2 only will be 3. 5. Next, what is the nth term right now? If we know that difference is negative 2, so I will write minus 2n. And my previous term, it's 5, it's positive, so plus 5. So I hope it was helpful for you, and thank you for your attention.